Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rasheba and this is my main channel. This is where I share style hauls, fitness haul, health and wellness, how-to videos, which is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be doing how to set realistic goals and achieve them. However, I do also have a vlog channel, which is where I share my life in New York City vlogs, New York City advice, travel, adventure, anything like fun and exciting over there. This is still fun and exciting over here. It's just more of like lifey type stuff over here. So definitely go check that out. Links will be down below. I may have like the cards up here or over here, wherever it is. Check it out. However, let's get right into today's video. So as I said, today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to set realistic goals and achieve them. If you're watching this and it's like the end of the year, or maybe you're just randomly like, it's time for me to get my life together. How can I do this? This is the video for you. So basically I have 5 tips that I think are very helpful with setting goals, just realistically and achieving them. I think with social media, sometimes we can get overwhelmed by seeing people achieving certain stuff and thinking, oh my gosh, how can I do all of that? Let me just start doing so many crazy things so that way I can get like them. Ignore those people, focus on yourself, be realistic to your life and what you can handle. So yeah, number 1, just a pro tip before I get into my actual tips: start small. You guys, it's okay. You will get where you want to be, really be, but just start small. So the first step, or the first tip that I have to set realistic goals to achieve them, is be specific. I think oftentimes, like let's say you're not happy in life and you're like, okay, I need a new job. So you just start taking random jobs left and right. You're just like, I just need a new job. Why can't I find like a good job? What is it? It's because you're not being specific in the type of job you want. There's this really great clip on Girlfriends. I just finished watching the clip to make sure. It's season 1, episode 12. It's called The List. And basically the girls are like upset about like guys and dating, and I think I can't remember his name in the show, but he told them that you guys should just make a list and be specific in what you wanted. And so there's a scene, which if I can put it in the video I will, but I don't know if I'll get copyrighted for it. But basically Joan is in her office and Tony comes in and she's upset because she's stuck between 2 great guys. And Joan is like, well, you didn't put that on your list that you wanted love. You just put all of these, like, you wanted a rich man, all this other stuff. So of course the guy's gonna have it because that wasn't what was on your list. So I use that example to say that for a job. A lot of people think like, okay, I want this great career job where I'm working in marketing. Okay, that's great. You want a job in marketing, but how do you want your boss to be? I've had jobs where like my boss was a crazy micromanager and I'm like, oh my God, I love this job, but you're just crazy micromanagement and it affects like my mental state at work. Do you want a job that's flexible? Do you want a job in the sense like where it's a hybrid schedule where maybe some days you're in the office, some days you work from home, or you're fully work from home, or you have like flexible hours that you can work? And I just use job because I think that's a universal thing that we can all relate to, where maybe you're creative, pick the times you work and all that stuff. So you just have to really get specific and detailed on what you want. I personally don't think there's a thing as being too detailed. I think if you feel like you're being too detailed, I think this is where you probably should create like your non-negotiables, and then like your, what is the term that they use? You're like your Christmas list type of items. Like, what are the things that you're not gonna budge on? And then what are the things that like, this would be great to have, but if I don't have it, it's not the end of the world. For example, maybe there's some jobs out there where they provide you like lunch and dinner. Not every job is gonna do that. So, or breakfast and lunch, not using lunch and dinner, but breakfast and lunch. So maybe you came from a job where they did that, but then you go to another job and it's like, okay, there's no breakfast and lunch. I'm totally on my own. But that's probably not a non-negotiable for you. You're at least making good money where you can afford to buy yourself just as good of breakfast and lunch. I don't know why I came with the ideas. I was thinking about my friend who works at Google and they provide them breakfast and lunch. So yeah, but that's the first tip that I would say, is be specific with your goals. Just because I think that will help you be able to like know, okay, I want a new job, but what exactly do I want in that new job? So yeah. So the second tip I have is be realistic. Like I said before I started the tips, sometimes I think that we oftentimes look at other people and what they're accomplishing and like their successes, but we don't realize the behind the scenes of what happened for them to get there. So I think you have to be realistic in your life and where you are. Let's say you're a content creator and you're like, okay, I work right now full-time, but eventually I would like to maybe be like a full-time content creator, or right now I want to go to school, but I do have a job full-time. So you need to be realistic with yourself and your schedule. So for example, for me, I am a content creator, but on the weekends, sometimes I give up like a Saturday or a Sunday and I sit and record videos, or after work, I'll plan videos. Like I told you guys, I live in New York City, so while I'm on the train, I'll use that time to like edit photos, or maybe I'm looking up like different like video ideas or different like things for my videos or information, studying stuff, making a script, just like finding ways to use the times that you have to do different stuff. I could be sitting here just binging Netflix or out in the city just enjoying it and not recording it and just living life, which is fine. But with the life that I want, there are certain things that I have to do to get there. So I have to be realistic with myself and not overwhelm myself to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm overwhelmed, I need to take a break from this. Giving myself like little pockets of breaks where I'm taking like very healthy, like just times off, so that way I don't get overwhelmed. So self-care. So I think, so that's just something that's very important when you're setting your goal, is being realistic with yourself and knowing that you may not be able to do everything. For example, at one point in my life, I was so busy that my laundry took up so much of my time. So I just did drop-off service on my laundry. That saved me so much time where I wasn't running back and forth to wash my clothes, then move them to the next bin, then dry them, then fold them. And I just dropped them off, out of sight, out of mind, came back like a day or two later and picked them up. So finding ways where if things are taking up too much of your time and you need to like create more time, find different ways you can do that. You could also have your groceries delivered. You can have food delivered. There's different services out there where you can be realistic with yourself on what you can accomplish. You just have to find the way to do that. That's the second tip, is being realistic with yourself, finding ways to create time if you feel like you don't have it, and being realistic to create that time so that way you couldn't do it to reach your goals. So my next tip is, you set the goals, you've been specific, you've been realistic. Now it's time to make a plan. So one thing that I used to do before, it's kind of changed for me now, is I used to every month create monthly goals. So I would have like whatever my goals are for the year, I would break them down into actionable steps for the month, and then break them down even further into the week, and then be realistic with myself on what I can accomplish each day. Creating a plan can definitely help, because you're just not like, okay, I have a goal that I want to like lose weight. What's your plan to do that? That means that I need to like watch my diet, what I'm eating. I need to have like a workout plan, make sure I'm getting good sleep. Am I taking like vitamins and superfoods? So just like little things that you need to make sure that you're doing. So creating that plan to get there can help. Even going back to the job example, okay, I want a new job, but what is my plan to do that? Am I going to be looking at LinkedIn every day? Am I going to be looking at Indeed? Do I need to be going to like job fairs? Do I need to like update my resume? Just like, or my cover story, or not cover story, but cover letter. So just like creating the plan of what the different things are that you need to do from your goals, so that way you know how you're going to get there. And as like things happen, knowing like where and when you may need to like tweak the plan, and knowing like this is plan A, but there may be like a plan B, C, F, G. Like the plan may change so many times, but at least having that starting plan to get yourself started. So yeah, so that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is create a deadline. You don't want it to be a year later and you're still at this job, or you're still at like, you're not like, your body isn't the way you want it to be if your goal is like to lose weight or something. So you want to give yourself a deadline. However, don't overwhelm yourself and stress yourself if you don't reach the deadline. Things happen. That's a part of life. Maybe an emergency may come up. Maybe this is part of like where you may need to tweak the plan, where it's like, okay, I set a goal for me to like have at least one interview within a month, but that's not working. Should I have someone else look at my resume? If you have a friend who works in HR, should you talk to them about like what you are doing that could like be stopping you from getting that job or getting an interview at least? If you're not losing weight, what are different things that you're doing that's causing you not to lose weight? Maybe it's something that you didn't even know you have like a medical condition that could be causing it. So don't overwhelm yourself if you're not reaching your deadline, but do set them just that way you can track your progress and see. I think at the beginning it could be tough because you're new, you're beginning to whatever the goal is, but then once you get comfortable with it, you'll start to streamline and see better results and things like that. But definitely set a deadline. It will help you to track your progress, and you know, once you meet it, great. If you need to tweak it, awesome. If it helps you in setting a deadline, maybe give yourself a reward. So if you lose like the 2 pounds, treat yourself to a pedicure, or a new workout set, or whatever it is. Just give yourself different rewards, because I think that will help to keep you motivated when going forward with whatever your goal is. My last and final tip is to remember your why. I work out, I love working out. It helps. At first it was for weight reasons, but now it's become like a mental outlet for me, and it just really helps me to just be able to mentally focus and just have a place to just de-stress. However, I get asked this question a lot, is how do I stay motivated to work out? So when you have any goals, sometimes you're not going to be motivated to do it. Some days I really just want to sit in bed and just lie there all day and binge watch Netflix. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. However, I have to have discipline and consistency to get there. So I have to remember that I'm not gonna be motivated every day. The end goal of this is what's keeping me motivated. So this past summer, when I was able to like wear my clothes and they fit like looser, they weren't tight, I wasn't like having to unbutton my jean button because I just ate a big meal, that felt really good, and that made me help me to remember my why. Right now, for example, I'm in a weight gain. It's a little self-conscious for me because it's like, oh my gosh, all that weight that I just knocked off, I'm gaining it back, but it's for certain reasons. But I have to remember my why through this progress, so that way I know once I reach my goal, I know, okay, I went through all that to get here, did it, great. So yeah, so as you're setting your goals, there are going to be times where I think you may see someone else that maybe reached your goal that you wanted to reach. Ignore everyone else, hone in on yourself, focus on you, remember your why you're doing this. Know you will get there and keep going. Don't let just because you didn't meet a deadline or you had like a setback stop you. Keep going. It's gonna happen. I think that's often a problem that I have, that if I'm not reaching a goal by a certain time, or if I don't see progress in myself, then I stop. Keep going. Trust me, it is going to happen. Consistency and discipline is the key. That was my words for this past year. Like, I like to have like focus words, and my words were consistency and discipline, and it worked. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hoped it helped you guys, and you guys are able to set realistic goals and actually reach them. Let me know if these tips help. If you have other tips on how you set goals and reach them, please share them down below. As always, like this video if it did help, comment, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more videos like this how-to. I also talk about health and style on this channel. And yeah, so I shall see you guys in my next one. Bye.